And I started noticing this trend that whatever was on the cover of these reports did really shitty for the next 60, 90 days.
Yeah.
Like, are they really that bad? I'm like, think about it. They pay their analysts top dollar, millions of dollars, and their reports are shit. And someone said, this older person that knew what they were talking about, said, Mark, are you joking? That's the opposite of their prop desk. They're just trying to get sellers, to sell them on the prop desk, or they're trying to get buyers they can sell to on the prop desk. I'm like, no way, that has to be illegal.
Mark Yusko starts by explaining the decision-making process behind the approval of a Bitcoin ETF. He highlights key players like Hester Peirce, known as Crypto Mom, who consistently supports innovation in the financial sector. Peirce and another unnamed commissioner are seen as logical and supportive of technological advancements, often voting in favor of cryptocurrency initiatives. On January 10, the approval of the Bitcoin ETF was met with celebration. However, on the same day, the CME Group launched additional futures contracts on Bitcoin. Yusko explains the significance of these futures contracts, drawing parallels with the gold market. In commodity markets, futures can be created out of thin air, allowing big players to manipulate prices by creating paper assets that do not physically exist.
In theory, he controls the decision because
correct.
If you look at the Bitcoin ETF, you have Hester and I can't remember the second one, who are always going to vote yes, right? They are very positive, logical, intelligent people that understand that this is a technological innovation wave that you don't want to stand in front of, and they support. And Hester is very articulate about it, and all of her writings and commentary. So, okay, then you have two. I shouldn't cast aspersions, but let's just say maybe less thoughtful. I won't say less intelligent. Maybe I did say just less, but less thoughtful that voted no.
Yeah.
And so that left Gary as the swing vote. And in theory, with the Bitcoin ETF, given how outwardly opposed he was, you would have thought he voted no and someone else voted yes. But no, he actually, according to the minutes, he voted yes. Now, was that because literally he was, strong-armed physically by the courts, or was it, 3D chess, right? Is he saying, "Oh, I'll approve this so BlackRock and all these guys can come in and buy up all the Bitcoin, and then we'll take it"? Yeah, that's I've heard people talk about that, and this is all a big game to get the boomers to buy this non-Bitcoin Bitcoin, and then we're going to steal it and confiscate it through eminent domain. Well, okay, fine, but let's play that through. Okay, could the government say we're confiscating your assets?
Yeah.
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Would they be sued and challenged? And yes. Could they still get away with it? Probably. But here's the problem. Unless they get 100%, not 99, not 99.5, not 99.9, unless they get 100%, what happens to the value of the network if you lose 99% of the coins? It all goes to what's left. January 10th, everyone was celebrating and hooping and hollering because the Bitcoin ETF was approved. Yeah. But very quietly, on the same day, not a coincidence, by the way, same day, the CME made a bunch of additional launches of futures contracts on Bitcoin. Now, why does that matter?
Yeah.
Well, remember how commodity markets work. And there's a reason Bitcoin was deemed a commodity. Mm-hmm. That was not an accident, okay? So everybody's like, oh, it's good, it's not a security. No. This is the be careful what you ask for, you might get it. It's kind of like Fit 21, which we'll talk about in a little bit. be careful what you ask for, you might get it. By being deemed a commodity and being under CFTC, what does that mean? Well, in the olden days, if I wanted to sell Chad oil, I had to have access to oil.
Right.
Yeah.
I had to have a barrel of oil that I could physically deliver to him. Now, with the advent of futures, I just write a contract out of thin air. I create a paper barrel of oil, oil that does not exist anywhere in the world, only on paper. And I say, yeah, I'll sell you that fake barrel. Now, as long as we settle up the contract before the delivery date, I don't have to go get any oil. But if he actually says, no, I want the freaking oil, I got to go find some oil. And that is why you see these wild swings both up and down in commodity markets over time. Because what happens is the big players say, you know what? I can manipulate the market. I can create paper commodities out of thin air, and I can buy them if I want the price to go up, and I can sell them if I want the price to go down. And so when the gold ETF got approved,
I was just gonna say.
No, it's exactly. So the gold ETF gets approved. It was like, oh, this is gonna be great. Everyone's gonna buy gold. Yes, they are. And why was the gold ETF approved? It took 2.5 years. Why did it take 2.5 years? Because JP Morgan said, no. You can't approve that until we get short 2 times gold. 2 times the amount of tradable gold they were short. Because they said, okay, now you can have the GLD because they'll take the other side of our shorts.
Yes.
And so the price of gold didn't go up. It went like this. Actually, it went down and then it came back. 9 months. It took 9 months of JP Morgan making lots of money short in gold for the price, because then people started buying the ETF, to go up. Same thing happened with the Bitcoin ETF.
Yep.
Right after the launch, it goes down. What the hell? Because JP Morgan and others are shorting the future. Yeah. And again, people aren't paying attention to. There's this guy, Leo Melamed. So he is part of I used to use the word cabal, but people get mad because it's a trigger word. But the group.
Yeah, very much so.
The group, right? He's part of the group that control the different elements of the markets. And he said years ago, like 2.5 years ago, we'll tame Bitcoin. What do you mean we? First of all, we. So he means them, the group.
Yeah, the powers that be.
What does tame mean? Well, you think your little toy, trading sardines, you can, have the price go up. There's more buyers than sellers. Well, I can make more sellers out of thin air. I can spoof that right away. And so all the time, like you saw one this morning, there's these big dumps.
Yeah.
What the hell? Who's selling? Well, ain't nobody selling. It's somebody writing a futures contract short that's caused. So it's not the spot market that's moving. Okay. It's the futures market. And and why do they do that? Well, if you look, since the advent of the Bitcoin ETFs, more than 100% of the gain, like 50% gain or something, comes after hours when the markets are
yeah.
Yusko discusses how major financial institutions, such as BlackRock, influence the market. He notes that BlackRock, known for its impeccable track record in ETF applications, has a significant impact on regulatory decisions. When BlackRock applied for a Bitcoin ETF, it was almost certain that it would be approved, given their influence and history of success. The advent of Bitcoin ETFs and the associated futures markets have introduced new dynamics. Yusko points out that since the launch of these futures, Bitcoin prices have experienced unusual patterns. More than 100% of the gains occur outside regular trading hours, indicating manipulation through futures contracts. He explains that these manipulations create artificial price movements, often leading to sudden dumps in the market.
Don't do as they say, do as they do.
Yep.
Look, I used to get, when I was growing up in the business, back in the old days where they had physical pieces of paper for reports.
Yeah.
I'd get this stack of mail every morning, and it'd be from Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs and all the people that would send out research. And, I'd look through it and I'd tear stuff off and I'd keep it on my desk. And I started noticing this trend that whatever was on the cover of these reports did really shitty for the next 60, 90 days.
Yeah.
Like, are they really that bad? I'm like, think about it. They pay their analysts top dollar, millions of dollars, and their reports are shit. And someone said, this older person that knew what they were talking about, said, Mark, are you joking? That's the opposite of their prop desk. They're just trying to get sellers, to sell them on the prop desk, or they're trying to get buyers they can sell to on the prop desk. I'm like, no way, that has to be illegal. It's like, no, it's not illegal at all, because those are opinions. And so no one tracks the recommendations. No one tracks Goldman's recommendations or Morgan's recommendations. It's just like no one pays attention to revisions in the employment data. Every single month this year,
correct.
Every single month, the following month, the numbers are revised down. BlackRock put in their application June 15th, 23.
Yeah.
I said publicly on that day, guarantee you there'll be an ETF. And I even gave a date, right? I said it'll be on the King's birthday, January 8th. I was off by 2 days. Sue me. And again, that's a humble brag, but it wasn't me. It was Larry. When Larry says I'm in, he's 574-1. He's only lost one application. And so that's the only reason I'm not comfortable saying definitely no way this thing gets passed.
Okay.
Because the fact that BlackRock did put an application in, they don't lose. They just don't.
Yusko reflects on his experience with market research reports from major financial firms like Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. He noticed a trend where assets featured prominently in these reports often underperformed shortly after. This, he learned, was because these firms used the reports to manipulate market sentiment for their proprietary trading desks. They would issue bullish reports to offload their positions to retail investors, manipulating market movements to their advantage. Yusko recounts his prediction regarding the approval of the Bitcoin ETF, pinpointing it around a significant date. He emphasizes that the strategic timing of such announcements is often influenced by major financial players who have a deep understanding of market dynamics. When BlackRock, with their nearly flawless record, applies for an ETF, it's a strong indicator of imminent approval. Please like and subscribe my channel.